Hello, welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today we are going to make a margarita lime soap. That's the theme, and that's the scent we're using. And my inspiration was I made whipped soap a little while ago, and I'll leave a link for the video. And I used the margarita lime scent in this whipped soap, and it smells so good. I wanted to make a bar soap to go with the whipped soap. I thought it would make a great pairing as a little gift basket. And so I have some little leftover. These are melt and pour limes that I made. So those will go down on top. And for the color swirl in the soap, I have lime green mojito. When I don't have my reading glasses on, I have to hold things so far away. Oh, it's one of the joys of getting older. Anyway, lime green mojito. Isn't that pretty? And the fragrance here is my Margarita Lime from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and this soap's well, and it discolors a little to like a beigey color, but that'll be fine. And it smells so juicy. It's great. I loved it in the whipped soap so much, I had to make a soap to go with it. 2 soaps. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. The whipped soap is a different product. It's exfoliating. I think it's great before you self-tan. And bar soap, of course, that's what I use every day in the shower. I wash my face with my own bar soap, body with my bar soap. I love a good bar soap. So that's what we're doing today. I've got to get all my ingredients pulled together, and let's come back and make some margarita lime soap. And I want to encourage you, if you are enjoying the recipes and the content that I provide, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we are back. Here are the oils and butters for the soap we're making today. And this is the same recipe that I used in my coffee soap in my last video. It will all be written in the description box down below in ounces, grams, and percentages. I try to keep you all covered there, but I'm not going to go over it. It's all written down below, and it was in last week's video. But soap additives time. First, I want to show you my little limes. Here is how I store my melt and pour embeds. So I got my baggie of limes. I think I'm just going to use the limes today because, you know, lime margarita. Additives. We're going to do oats and kale and clay per usual because I love it. And I was thinking about, so I'm doing about a tablespoon, just so you know. The pour. So this fragrance that I'm using, the margarita lime, I'll talk about that in a second, is supposed to be a slow and easy trace. A lot of citrus scents are slow to trace, which the benefit of that is if you want to do an intricate pour or do something really fancy, you have lots of time. So I'm kind of counting on that today. I'm hoping it's slow because I would like to do there's several different names for it, but like a tiger stripe pour. So I'm going to color some of this with the lime green mica that I showed you, and then we'll leave some uncolored, and then we're going to go ahead and pour in here in layers and layer it up, and then pour it in the mold if we have lots of time. If not, I'll just do an in the pot swirl. But I thought that would be really fun if this is as slow a moving fragrance as some of the reviews for it. Also about the fragrance, the usage rate in soap is over 11, and I never go that high. When something is more than 5%, I'll go bump it up to like 5 or 6% if it's got a huge usage rate, but I don't like to do much more than that. I don't know why, I just never have. So that's what we've got. I'm fragrancing at 6% with this fragrance, which is a little more than my typical 5%. So all that being said, let's get these blended up and get onto our lye solution. Here is the lye solution today. This is an aloe vera lye solution, which means I used 50% water and 50% aloe vera juice. You could use 100% aloe vera juice if you like. I just split it 50-50. This has cane sugar, which helps with lathering. It has Tussa silk, because I love it. And it has sodium lactate. So that is what is in this little magical pot, and I love that, all the goodness. I love my extras. There's just something about it. So let's get this in here and get to blending and see if this fragrance behaves as advertised. I have soaped with it before, and it does. It does have, there is no vanillin in this fragrance, but it does have a little bit of discoloration to an ivory yellowish tinge in cold processed soap. But I don't think that would be bad for a margarita lime soap. If it goes a little yellow, it might look pretty with that lime green color. So I'm not going to be mad at it if it does that. So I just like to stick blend to make sure we have complete emulsion, which means all the lye has blended with all of the oils and it's not going to separate. And once you have an emulsion, you can split off for your color and then blend as much as you want to at that point. Or that's how I like to approach it. One of the ways you can tell if you have emulsion is stop stirring and see if you see any oil pooled on the top. And if you do, just blend it for just a little bit more until you don't see that anymore. Because oil will rise to the top, as it does. All right, guys, we are back and it has been 48 hours. So I made this 2 days ago and I'm so happy with how the colors and the look, I love how it came out. And it's funny, this color and this are the same. This is melt and pour and this is cold process. So I think that's really cool to note. And another thing that I did right this time is I did not put this through gel phase because I have melt and pour embeds on top. And guess what would happen if I let this cook? Those would have melted. I've done it before. So this sat out on the counter uncovered and it looks beautiful. There's no soda ash. My melt and pours didn't melt. I'm very happy. So let's get in here and see how the inside looks after doing that sort of tiger stripe pour. I'm anxious to see if it got muddled up or if it looks cool, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get in here. Back back, and today I am using my single bar cutter, and I got this years and years and years ago because I don't want to lop off any of my melt and pour embeds. So what I'm going to do, I have this set at about 1 1/4 inch right now, which is what I cut at sometimes, or 1 1/8, just a little thicker than 1 inch. But I want to be able to move this however I need to get in between my little lime slices. So I'm just going to loosen the nut here and pull it back so that it doesn't get in the way. I do want to also say this is soft today. Pulling it out, I sort of dinged up and bent the corners. So even after 48 hours, not going through gel phase takes it a little longer to firm up. This is, a recipe I've used, and it will harden up beautifully. But even with the sodium lactate, it's a little soft today. So I'm going to be very careful with it. I don't want to mess it up. Smells good. The fragrance is very faint today, and this Margarita lime does have a tendency to bounce back a little bit, but that's one of the reasons why it had such a high usage rate, because after it saponifies, it's light. It's a very light fragrance. I actually don't mind light fragrances. I think it's kind of nice. So let me get this one lined up so I won't lop off any of my melt and pour embeds. And oh, wow, that is very subtle but pretty. Loving that. This is a really beefy bar here, so somebody's going to get a big old thick bar. This is probably at least 2 inches, that end slice, but there it is. Let's keep going. And so when I have a soft soap that will leave debris on the wire, I just take a dry paper towel and clean the wire off each time I do a cut. All right. Boy, that is really subtle. And this did have a slowish trace. It wasn't fast at all, but it wasn't super slow. But this is a little muddled up. I wonder if I could have let it sit in the pot for just a bit more time to thicken up before I poured it, if the lines would be more pronounced or clearer if I had waited a little bit. But I think it's very pretty. I'm not mad at this one, I'll tell you. And the color in there is very yellowish. It's pretty. I think it's pretty. All right, well, I am going to just keep slicing this up, and because it is very tacky, I will probably wait even another day or two, probably 2 days, maybe even more. I could wait a week before I come in and do the beveling and stamping, because this is soft. Another thing to note on soaps the next day is if it's a slow-moving fragrance or slow-moving essential oil, it can take a little longer for it to firm up. But after a good cure time, it does not affect the end bar, the end bar firmness isn't affected by this. It just is a little slower on the front end, if that makes sense. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and the recipe. I hope you give it a try and tell me about what summer soaps you're making. I just love summertime soaps. They're fun. We do beach soaps, Margarita lime. I think it's just all refreshing and good. This to me is a quintessential summer soap, and I am loving it. Let me know what you're doing in soaping this summer, and have a wonderful day.